Hi guys, so according to some political pundits, Liz Truss is looking like a possible favourite to replace Boris Johnson as leader of the Conservative Party. Now, Liz used to be a Remainer and campaigned for Britain to stay in the European Union. She famously said, "Leave cannot name one country we would get a better trade deal with if we left the EU." Following the referendum result back in 2016, she jumped on board the Brexit bus and has recently been nicknamed Brexit Wonder Woman by the likes of The Express. Well, if she's going to be the next Prime Minister, I think it's important that people get a taste of what she's about.
You say you had a plan. You have a plan. You had a plan in 2014 to build 200,000 new starter homes. That was 5 years ago. How many did you build?
Well, there haven't been as many starter homes as we would have liked.
How many did you build?
I don't have the exact numbers for you.
Well, it's easy to remember. It's zero. You built none under that plan. 200,000, zero in 5 years.
Personally been affected by austerity?
Well, I think the whole country has...
I'm asking about you.
Well, it's not about me, it's about
My
the whole
question's
country.
about you. How have you been affected? Have you been adversely affected?
Well, what I would say is that we have had a
I don't
period
know why it's funny.
where...
A lot of people have had a terrible time with austerity.
Eddie, I'm not laughing, I'm just questioning your question, because...
Well, you leave the questions up to me. What's the answer to mine? It would be okay, wouldn't it, to say you haven't been affected?
I don't think it's a good question. I don't know what it means.
Well, I won't comment on your answer. Let me ask you a different question. What do you think of having another EU referendum?
A very, very, very bad idea.
But people can change their minds, can't they?
But they were told in the referendum in 2016 that their vote would be implemented, and the reality is the vote needs to be implemented.
But what about the people who changed their minds between then and now?
I don't think people have changed their minds. Everyone I speak to... I have, that's true.
Right.
In the other way, though, Eddie.
Oh, I see.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets. We are growing wheat more competitively than the Canadian prairies. We're producing more varieties of cheese than the French. And we are selling tea to China. Yorkshire tea.
Okay. So what are the chances that she would replace Boris Johnson? Well, some view her as the next Margaret Thatcher. God forbid. Yes. Liz Truss as the next Margaret Thatcher. Well, her previous statements, will they harm her? Probably not, as Brexiteers don't see her as a former Remainer. They see her as the Brexit Wonder Woman. So I think she's going to be okay in that regard. Who's she up against? Well, Rishi Sunak and Michael Gove seem to be those who are in the lead at the moment, who would replace Boris Johnson. Now, Rishi Sunak as Chancellor has a lot going for him. He's very popular. The furlough scheme was very popular, and I think many people associate that with him. Michael Gove has a lot of experience, but he's a slippery individual. Now, I don't know whether that's a benefit for him or a cost, but I think he's not as good on his feet maybe as Boris Johnson. He's not as good at reaching out to people maybe as Boris Johnson is. Now, some Brexiteers online love the idea of a right-wing woman leading the party once again. So this is back to the old Margaret Thatcher idea. Can Liz Truss beat Rishi Sunak or Michael Gove? I don't know. But at the moment, she seems to be quite popular, ironically, with Brexiteers, even though she was a Remainer. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.